Hello, everybody. Back with an episode of Chess with Lennox. And today we're going to be playing a 15 plus 10 game on chess.com. And I'm going to be explaining as much as I can to you guys, just to make sure everything's ready, nice. And let's get in. So, looks like we're facing a Smith Morra gambit. Pretty solid gambit. I want to play it because I'm not a gambit person, and I love playing against gambits. You just start up pieces. My opponent is going to get a better development than me, but I'm banking on getting all my pieces into the center quickly and trying to like control the position while keeping my pawn that I have extra with me. This is going pretty well so far. Like I said, I don't like playing as a gambit. I love playing against them. But yeah, okay, right here, this is pretty interesting. Let's see what I should do. Honestly, taking is not a move that I think is very good because not gonna lie, it looks like after queen takes and whatever else happens after that my position is pretty cheeks. Not gonna lie. So I don't really think I can accept that gambit, and I just have to refute it and play something like this. This does run the risk of something like e6. But takes is what he's probably gonna do. And I'm probably just gonna take with the queen, no, with the pawn, and then try to get my knights in defense. But we'll have to see. You know, this is interesting. It's not the best position for me that I could have been in. Not the worst though, and it seems fine enough. You know, so let's just see where it goes. Depending on what he's gonna play, I'm either gonna play. I'm probably gonna play knight here, unless he plays there. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna play knight here, castles, knight there, and I'm gonna go on with my life. Okay, let's see what he does. Rook there. Okay, no problem with rook there, a knight. I wouldn't have said knight there, but okay. I could take that and let him play bishop takes, but that's not so great. So I think I should just castle. No, castle, then maybe bishop there, which could be a little bit annoying. Maybe just takes, and after bishop takes, castles. And that looks pretty good because my king's safe and I can attack his knight. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, let's take that. And then just castle. Seems like a pretty good idea because his rooks cannot attack my king very quickly yet. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not afraid of bishop takes here because then just bishop there and I got this great diagonal. So yeah, I'm not scared of that. On the next few moves, probably knight to e5 is what I'm gonna do, or something in that area. I do want to eventually get rid of that bishop because that bishop could be pretty annoying in the future, but it's not doing anything right now, so I don't care too much about it. Could play like bishop to e6, try to go for that, but he has his knights out and all that stuff, so I think knight here is just best. Just so that when he plays knight takes, I play bishop takes. I think I'm fine. Okay, now for the part that everybody loves. You rambling about something that's not chess. Anyway, yeah. I posted a short not too long ago, I think. Or maybe I'm gonna post this video first. I don't know. Yeah, I just recorded a video. You should check that one out. Play a little bullet game. I win, of course, because I'm the GOAT. Like everyone knows. But yeah, the last game I played, I kind of smoked my opponent of this in this time control. And let's see, because I was not recording then, but I did at some point I was 2103 and I went on a pretty big losing streak before I posted the how to post a losing streak video set. And well, in that set, that first game that I won, in that game was the snapping of like an 8 game losing streak, and then I before that I had a draw. Then I had like another 5 game losing streak, and then a win, and then another like 6 game losing streak. So I was kind of getting cooked, not gonna lie. But I was playing some pretty hard players, so I did not go down very many points, which is pretty good. Okay, so he's trying to attack my position. How much do I really care? Not too much. But okay. Honestly, Bishop E6 isn't a terrible shout, but it could run the risk of a couple of things, including takes. But I gotta get my bishop out at some point, and now it doesn't look like a horrible one. Maybe bishop F5, and if G4, maybe just like bishop back somewhere, or maybe even like bishop to D3 would be pretty interesting. But okay, because I could attack a couple of pieces. Another idea is to play something like knight takes knight and bishop takes there. But then he gets a lot of counterplay, and I don't really like that. An idea is rook to B8 first to stop any extra counterplay after that. I don't really know because there's a lot of stuff that's going on. I could play knight takes here and then bishop here. So that'd be knight takes, most likely queen takes, and then no, wait, bishop takes and then bishop back. And he probably will take that, and I take back, he's gonna take this, and I take back, he's gonna take, and I am down. No, I'm up 1 pawn still. But yeah, there's a lot of things I can do. Let's see. My knight is not under attack, so I don't really care too much about him taking. Actually, I want him to take because that would be pretty good for me. But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of fine with anything that he does so far because this looks fine for me. Couple of things I have to worry about, but doesn't seem too bad. Bishop F5 still option because instead I could play knight to D3, which could be a little bit interesting, attacking there and there. And I'm not worried about takes because rook over, and I take this, which looks good enough. And when he moves his bishop back, probably to one of those squares, he can't move here, uh, can't move here. Moving there doesn't look so good, and moving there is the only other option other than here, which just looks pretty atrocious. And after rook takes, my rook is invading. Like there's threat, whole bunch of stuff. So probably that's what I'm gonna do because it looks like a pretty solid option. And even if it doesn't work, it has as good effects after that, which is probably the main thing that I'm going for. But yeah, it looks pretty solid. Not much he can do against it. Wait, if bishop here, pawn push is my only concern because then if knight there, bishop takes there could be an issue like later on, and I that just looks a bit annoying. But to start off, I think bishop there just looks good, and if he plays pawn push, maybe I just go back, or I go back here, which doesn't look like the worst move. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. If you're enjoying my content, please subscribe. I know everybody's telling you this. Helps a ton. You know, even though these videos are for fun, it's just nice to know that people are actually learning from you. So just drop a comment, give a like, all that stuff. I don't really expect this to become a very popular YouTube channel, like probably only to my school or other local people. But yeah, it does become big, which is like a 1% chance. It's not very high. I'll probably post more often. Try to post as often as I can. But it's weekend now. No school yesterday. And actually today. It's Thursday, and we actually got a week. We got a long weekend. It's amazing. And it's snowing out. Okay, not snow, but like snowed outside. Then it melted, and then it froze again. Then it melted and froze again. A little bit crazy, but there's a bit of ice now. So anyone in the DC area, be careful. Okay, this was the move that I was expecting because there are a couple ways that he could try to play against this. It's first of all, bishop e6 and bishop e6 bishop c8 and bishop to d3 are three of the main things that I'm considering, but there are plenty of other things. Another move, knight to d3, and when he plays takes there, I could take there, attacking the queen. I don't really see much he can do against that. He could try to take my rook, then I take his queen. He probably moves his queen, and I take there, maybe trying to defend that. Then my bishop's hanging. And it's just a little bit crazy. Also, he could still play, like after I play knight there, he can just play queen up. And I can't take that because of bishop takes. It's a little complicated for some people. This is basically what I'm saying. I'm saying if knight there, then bishop takes, he's up a pawn. No. Okay, after this, I'm up a pawn. And I'm saying he plays like queen up. And if I play queen takes here, plays bishop takes here, I take back with my rook, and my queen is dead. So, okay, I can't do that. I could try going with the bishop, but then he could play something like bishop takes here, trying to do some in-between move stuff, which doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible. So bishop there, bishop here, I don't like too much because I just wasted time, which is not something you usually want to do when you're in a position like this. Could also play knight takes pawn here. That just doesn't seem very like useful right now because that just defeats the entire point of the move I just played. So bishop there right now is looking like the best option that I see because knight takes there, I take there, he takes there, I take there, he takes, I take, and I'm fine. If he plays like after bishop there, say he plays like knight takes and bishop takes here, I take his rook, he can try taking this, attacking my rook, and when I take back, he takes there. And I think he has two pieces for the yeah, yeah, he has two pieces for that, which is honestly pretty good. So that could be annoying later. I really don't want to deal with that. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to do. Like there's a bunch of things I can do. None of them look that appealing. So probably bishop to e6 is the best shout. Because if bishop takes here, I always have rook there, which is fine. If he takes it, I take back. This is guarded. I play queen there. You know, that's also fine. So yeah, I'm gonna play bishop here and mostly just see what he does. This knight's fine, so I'm not worried about that. And honestly, I just want to see what he does. Like I said, I'm not scared of anything of this bishop going there because after he does that, I can just move my queen, let's say there, attacking this, defending this, all that stuff. But we'll see what he does. Nothing's guaranteed. And okay, well, while waiting on his move, I'm just gonna like talk and talk like every chess YouTuber in the world. I'm not Gotham Chess. I'm not whoever else you watch for chess. My name's Lennox, and that's just what I do. Anyway, yeah, many people in school, those who do watch this, notice I got a haircut. Some of you guys also probably noticed. And and yeah, this is pretty nice. It's a nice haircut. It's from a barber whose literal name as a barber is Elite. That dead ass, that is what it's called, which is hilarious. And like it's called Elite Barber and Salon. Like kind of crazy. But no, no, Barber and Studio. Elite Barber and Studio. But yeah, it's a really nice place. They gave me a good haircut. It wasn't too expensive. Like, yeah, it looks really good, especially the sides. I really like it. But let's just see how he plays this. Because now I realize that if he plays bishop to g5, I have knight takes here, he takes there, and I take his bishop, which is cool. And that's why you analyze. Okay, this is interesting. This is where things get spicy. Because now he's giving me a threat, and I gotta decide how I want to defend this. Because a move I can play is knight takes here. because he cannot take with the bishop. He has to take with the queen. But the thing is, why would I do that? Like, what's the point? Because, well, if I take here and he takes there, he's still attacking everything that he was doing before, and I don't see the point of that. But okay, so that is a pretty good move. Question? How do I respond? Um, there are a couple of aspects of this position that I'm annoyed about. The biggest and probably the first one that everyone noticed was the fact that this D pawn is about to die. Like, not too much I can do about that. I could try just exchanging everything and playing queen here. And when he takes that, I take something else of his. But that doesn't look like the most appealing option. So probably not what I'm gonna do. Though it might actually be the best option, unfortunately, because knight takes. Then he plays queen takes. I take this bishop. He takes back. I could take this pawn, but that just doesn't look great. So queen here, just preparing to go there. He probably is gonna play queen takes because bishop takes there, and then after queen takes, I think taking is the best because when he takes back his bishop, rook over. His bishop has to move, probably to guard this pawn. And when his bishop moves away, I will most likely play rook there, attacking this again. If he goes there, rook there, and well, that looks pretty good. Okay, but first we just gotta do the basics and see what he'll do. So honestly, that doesn't look too bad. So yeah, let's just do that. Yes, he's gonna take this queen, which we all know. Want to take this? He's gonna take back this queen. Queen here, queen takes, and we got that whole line. And it looks like it works to me, so I'm gonna play it and see how it goes. Is there anything else I can do that I see? Not really. Could try to play something else, like I don't even know, bishop there, and it takes, and he still has his queen. So I'm just gonna play queen here. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. And it has one idea, which is the only idea, really, and that is to protect this pawn, kind of, and let him take it, because that is what is probably going to happen. Uh, okay. So let's just see. He's gonna play there. I'm gonna take it. He's gonna take it. And I'm gonna play here. He goes there or there. I play here. And when he goes back, I play pawn push here. He moves his bishop away, probably here to block my bishop. If he plays there, I'm gonna take it. He takes back. I'm gonna play rook here, and I'm gonna gang bang that pawn. And yeah, doesn't look too bad. Okay, so I am going to take that. When he takes back, I'm gonna with this rook play there because he's attacked. He might play something like rook there, but I don't think that's the most probable thing. But there's a chance, you know. Let's see how he responds to this. Expect too much out of this. He might play like one of his rooks there, but then pawn push, and that doesn't look that scary whatsoever. So yeah, let's see what he does. Hopefully nothing too annoying. And yeah, probably what I'm gonna do is if he plays rook there, I'm probably gonna take it like this. He plays rook over. I just move my bishop back. He takes this pawn, bishop here. I'm attacking this. He can't really defend that. He moves it, takes rook. Okay. Probably that's what I thought he was going to do. This is a little bit annoying because after bishop takes here, he plays rook over, and I don't have a move to get my bishop to guard this because he took away there, which is a pretty nice move of him. Well, not to me, but it's a nice move in his book. So B6 looks like a pretty good option. There are a couple other options, but B6 looks like the main one to stop that. You could always try to go back to defend, but that just looks like a terrible position, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. This is important because I now control this file. This is my file. If EA puts anything there, I take that. Most probable move, like bishop here. Get bishop there, I just move my rook up, like there to attack this. And honestly, not much you can do. Okay, yeah, rook there. the most probable move that he was going to play. There's a bunch of moves I can play. I could play like right here, right here, right here, right here. There's a plethora of moves, as they say. And so, okay, how should we start? Probably the most forcing one is rook here or rook here, which doesn't, which honestly does not look like it does way too much. Rook here probably looks the most appealing because I'm attacking this immediately, which I like obviously because, well, I'm winning material and he can't do too much about it because also if I play here, bishop there, and he kind of shut everything down. One move. So I think rook there is pretty good, and then play the other rook over there, and let's just see how he plays it. I could always play something like rook here and then rook here to attack this pawn, but then you can just push it, and I don't see the what I just gained. There's nothing I gained. Another idea is just playing rook here and getting my rook there, which is pretty good. And honestly, probably what I'm gonna do because I gotta conserve time. Because as you see on my clock, I only have 5:41. Also, any of you guys, if you guys want to like learn chess, I could do some videos where I'm not playing chess, but I'm like doing something else, like trying to teach it. But yeah, I don't usually do stuff like that, but I could, you know, like doesn't hurt me. Who does it? No, it doesn't hurt me. But honestly, I just don't see the point too much in that because most people know how to play chess. But yeah, I might just do like a quick little course. It's like openings that I liked when I was a slightly lower rating and like common chess tactics and all that stuff. I'll pull up a couple puzzles, run you through how to solve them, all that stuff. But yeah, back to the game. Here, rook there looks pretty good, and then rook there looks like a pretty interesting option because I can threaten a couple of things after that, and I don't really have to worry too much about my position after that. If I could trade bishops, that might be something that isn't the worst. But I don't have much of a target anymore because of how that moves. But bishop d4, still a pretty powerful move. So probably, yeah, rook there. That's what I'm gonna do. Just attacking his pawn. Everything looks to be guarded. My back rank's fine. And so yeah, let's just get into this. Maybe instead of rook to c8, I could play rook to e8. Should be a little bit interesting because then I can play rook there and just block off everything that he has for like the rest of eternity and just continuously check him until he gives up. So that just looks interesting. Why not? Okay. So he is trying to checkmate me like a bum. Probably what I'm going to do, because I don't want to get checkmated, obviously, is to either move my rook here or move my rook here. Like, not there, but there. But then I run the risk of him playing something like rook here, which is pretty annoying, as you may know, obviously. Because that move is, like I just said, annoying. A couple of other moves that I could play is like bishop here, but then bishop there. And I just don't like that very much. So rook takes is an option because after rook takes back, uh, not too much I can do. Rook takes, rook takes. I could play bishop back, I rook back and just try to defend the whole game. But that doesn't look too interesting, so I should probably keep the two rooks and just see what I can do. I think rook there would be the best move to like stop a lot of things on the file. But rook there doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. Because after rook there, pawn push, he can play like bishop back there, which is a nuisance, but I can just defend with how I need to defend. Rook there is also interesting for the same reasons. So yeah, let's just see what he does. Why not? I think rook there is best. Okay, let's see what he wants to do. I think I'm just gonna play rook to e8 because it's a little bit more secure. If he plays rook there, I take that. Now I'm threatening to play like my bishop or out somewhere, wherever. But yeah, this is interesting. Uh, quite annoying for me to play, but nonetheless interesting. If he plays like pawn push here to get his pawn there, pawn push here, I can play pawn here and rook. If he plays pawn there, I move my rook there, and then I move my rook there after he plays something like that to try to trade off rooks. Is that my best shout? Is my really only question. Might not be my best shout. I don't know. Like this position's a little bit crazy. A lot of things that could go right and wrong. Okay, that's an interesting move. How do I want to respond to this? I could just take it and, live with the thing that I did. But I could decide not to and do something else like rook here to attack this pawn, then play like rook there to attack the bishop and make the bishop move. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting things that I can do here. I could take it when he plays bishop takes. I could play rook there, just doing that, attacking that. I could just take that next and get my pawns up the board, which could be interesting. Other things that I could do is yeah, after takes there. He could play rook there, but after rook there, I'd probably just play bishop there, attacking this pawn, and that doesn't look so great for him. He'd probably have to play like his bishop back, and that looks not too bad for me. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna take that because I don't have too much else that I can do. And then play bishop there. It's probably gonna play right there, like I said, and bishop there and bishop back here, defending a lot of the things that I, well, want to defend. And we'll go on with our day. Okay, let's see what he wants to do now. There's a bunch of things that I can do. Okay, it's a pretty interesting position, I'm not going to lie. He's probably either gonna move his bishop or guard it. The likeness of him just keeping it there. Well, for the obvious reasons that I'm going to take. But yeah, this game's pretty long and a bit tedious. But yeah, I think pawn and rook takes there is looks pretty good because rook takes, rook over, and then rook there. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'll be up a couple of pawns, and that doesn't look too bad. So yeah, let's just take this. He's probably gonna move his rook over, and then just rook there. Okay. So okay, but can I win that endgame? We will see. Endgames are my specialty. I am the best at endgames out of all my play. Middle game, opening, tactics, and but endgames, really freaking good. This is interesting because, well, obviously there are a bunch of moves. Rook there is an option, but then rook there, and if I take this, he plays check, I play there, he plays there, and that's not good. It's pretty bad. So I think what I'm going to start with is a6 or something on the lines of a6, and we'll see what I can do from there. But this is very interesting and probably pretty hard to defend. So let's see what I can do, you know? Let's have some fun. I think A5 is what I'm gonna have to do right now to try to get out of this situation with my king. Because, well, it looks pretty annoying, you know? So, yeah, this position is going to be difficult, but we are going to try to defend it the best that we can. Okay, so let's start with the first things, getting my king to a much more preferable position. And then after we do that, trying to advance my position and see how he does that along the way. Because I'm going to try to play king h7, king g6, and pawn to f6 after he takes there. But he did not take there. So this is pretty interesting because now he's threatening there. I could play pawn takes, and I am running out of time. Okay, how do I do this? Uh, okay, this is interesting. I'm just gonna move. I gotta just move. I'm guarding there. I'm doing what I need to do. He's probably gonna play something like bishop there, and we'll see. Okay, I'm not great under pressure like this type of position with very low time, but I will do my best because time is of the essence. But yeah, this is interesting. What am I gonna do here? He can't play check yet because of the bishop. Bishop there, and I play there. But then he plays pawn push. Bishop there, he plays there. Okay, gotta take that quick. Gotta go quick. Snappy. That's what he does. Cannot check me, which is good, but then he could play something like rook there, and that could get a bit annoying. Then rook there, and rook too bad. Um, yeah, but I just gotta be pretty careful with how I play this because there's a lot of things that can go really wrong, and I don't want that to happen, for the very obvious reasons that I that like this is a tedious position. Because I have very, very, very low time. I have 19.8 seconds. I got down to 1 second because I think too much and I overthink all my moves. But as they say, no one says this, but like, what was I gonna say? I don't even know. But well, okay, oh gosh, this is gonna be atrocious. I think just king up though is what I'm going to do. Just moving my king up, defending this. I don't think he can really attack it again other than bishop there. And I take it like this. He takes there, I take there, he takes up, over, he takes, I take, and it's just crazy. Oh my God, this is insane. Okay, so I gotta get his king into a position where I can try to fork him. How am I gonna do that is the big question. And my answer, no freaking idea. Okay, expected. I take this. He takes there. I'm gonna play back. He's probably gonna play rook up. See if he does. He did not. Let's just play rook there and throw my pawns down the board because that just looks like what I have to do. See what he does. He has a pretty interesting position, and I have a pretty interesting position, and we'll see how we both play it. It's a tough game. Not, nothing is simple. Okay, I'm gonna push and then try to get everything I can down there, and well, we'll see what I can do. Okay, you gotta be snappy though. Time is not my friend right now because well, I don't have enough of it. And I'm probably gonna play rook there and pawn push to try to get my pieces behind. Okay, let's go quick. Okay, pawn push. On push again. And we're gonna try to get some sort of trick. 'Cause my rook is pretty mobile. Ooh, I have a trick. Rook here. See if he falls for it. He takes, rook there, check. He takes, and I get a queen. He fell for it. Rook check. We win, baby. Oh, we win. I'm the GOAT. Woo! So why do tactics? Okay. I love the end game, guys. This is where games are won and where games are lost. This is why you have got to know your end games, baby. Know your end games. Rook and pawn end games, the most common end games of all freaking time. You know you have to know them. The A rook endgame is the most popular endgame because the fact that rooks usually sit in the corner and they do not get exchanged off. And this is why you have to know your endgames because my opponent did not know his endgames, and look how it turned out for him. He is now completely and utterly cooked. Why? Because he didn't know his endgames and he didn't know how to play it. That's why I call that bing, a bada boom. Okay, let's quickly get into this game because I've won again in the end game because end games are the best. With That's just factual. And let's get in. Okay, we win these. Okay, let's get it from the start. Pretty simple opening. I might not play this the best, but it turned out okay. Okay, so that wasn't a great move. I guess I should have played knight f6. That I not find that. But anyway, I played knight there, and it didn't turn out so terribly for me. Took there, traded a bunch of things. He took there, yeah. I don't know what else he would have done. The computer's kind of crazy. So he took that. I got into a pretty okay position. This is of course equal, but honestly, he kind of started messing up after this because I know my end game, and I'm not gonna blunder this. And this is a good position for me because I get to push my pawn down and my rook is on the side, which is probably the best place. And then I play the brilliant move. I do that. I get a queen and I win the game. So yeah, I guess this video has all for the whole time about endgames. Know your endgames, like get a course, do something, because a lot of people study their middle games, they study their openings, because that's where usually the action is played. But when it gets to the end game, you have to know your end games. End games, that is where games are won and lost. You have to know your end games. And like my opponent, if you don't know your end games, you might fall into a trap and you will get absolutely smoked. That's it for this episode. Learn your end games. Get a video. I might put a video on that, on like the common end games. But you can also just go to basically any other channel and search up Rook end games. It'll be there. But yeah, that's it. Peace out, yo. I'm trying to post this video today. Probably will. See you later.